Hey, I know I already made a video about ND filters, but this time is different. How? Because I'm gonna talk about variable ND filters. Just after the intro. Wait, I didn't say B-roll. Come on, intro. What's up guys, Dan Forlani here and welcome back to another video. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. If not, just hit the like button, smash it right now. Okay, let's jump immediately into the topic of today's video, which is ND filters. Regular ND filters? No, variable ND filters. Well, what's the difference? Why do we use them? Why do we need them? Let's start from the beginning. Sometimes when we're shooting outdoors or in a situation like this on a terrace, the sun is so strong that you can't really film with a wide aperture. Sometimes, even if you close the aperture all the way to f22, everything is still blown out because the sun is strong, the sun is powerful, it's so much light. So that's when we need ND filters. So let's say if I wasn't using an ND filter, everything would look like this. Not nice at all. So since I can't really touch the shutter speed when making videos, because it needs to stay a 1/50th of a second, because I'm shooting 24 frames per second. So as I said, I would be obliged to close the aperture. From 1.8 now, I go to f8, which is good because today the sun is not particularly strong, so there isn't so much light, and the result is decent, let's say. Still a little bit overexposed in the back right there, but the aperture set to f8 doesn't really give me a buttery shallow depth of field, and the background might be distracting or not really interesting. That's when I would use an ND filter. If I was to use a regular ND filter, I would need to choose the right intensity that suits my need, like right now. And I would have to try one by one all these filters for different intensity, because each one of these has a number written here, like ND, for example, ND4, and there's ND2, ND4, ND8, and so on. The higher the number, the more the filter would block the light. So for example, if I put on an ND4, can I go then with the aperture at f1.8 or f2, something like that? Well, definitely not. So I would need to try different intensities until I find the correct one. And sometimes it's not practical at all. We would spend a day changing filters instead of taking care of what we're shooting. Not to mention the fact that we have to carry with us like many different pouches and stuff with the filters inside. So that's why I prefer to use variable ND filters. In this case, the brand is Canon Concept, and you can choose. They have different intensities. Like for example, I got the ND2 to ND32 and the ND8 to ND128. Let's put this on and let's see what happens. Okay, so now this is with the ND filter at more or less ND8. As you can see, the aperture is now at f1.8, so the background is not in focus, or at least not as much as it was when I set it to f8 or f10 or something like that. So we have a shallow depth of field, but I think it's still a little bit overexposed, so I'm gonna do this. And you see, I can change the intensity as much as I want. Like this is completely dark. Let's say here's the sweet spot, more or less. Yeah. I mean, the background I don't think is completely blown out, but it depends also on the situation, on the scene where you're shooting. Like here, I'm almost in the dark and outside is pretty bright. So it's kind of difficult to expose correctly both my face and buildings there outside. and the sky. If you want to expose everything even better in a situation like this, I think it's already a pretty good shot, not bad. I mean, it's not completely blown out. But if you want to improve it, we have different options. We can make it a little bit darker, changing the intensity of the filter. And then we don't have enough light on the face, on the subject, which is me. So we can use, for example, our reflector, like this. Newer, this thing. And how does it work? You can reflect some light on your face. What do you think? Still too dark? Well, then we have a different solution. LEDs. And they're awesome. With a LED, you can compensate and put some extra light on the subject so that it won't be completely dark. You can put it on a tripod like this, and or this Manfrotto. One of my favorites. I have like 3 or 4 of these, or directly on a regular tripod. Let me put it here. What do you think? In a situation where it would be impossible to shoot like this, when it's pretty bright outside, but it's pretty dark on the subject, you can fix the situation like this, either with a reflector or with LEDs. Let me know what you think about it. Check the links in the description when you get a chance. And since you're there, hit the like button and subscribe if you ain't already. There's something more. I suggest you buy one that fits your bigger lens, so you can use it on all your lenses. How? By getting also a step-up ring made of different rings, where you can adapt a bigger filter on any lens. Again, you find all these things in the links in the description, so check it out when you get a chance. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe if you ain't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.